We have made it to Villisca, Iowa. The Villisca Ax Murders. On June 10th, 1912, a quiet farmhouse quickly became the scene of one of America's most brutal unsolved murders. 6 members of the Moore family and 2 friends spending the night were all bludgeoned to death with an axe while they slept in their beds. The victims were Josiah Moore, age 43, Sarah Moore, age 39, Herman Moore, age 11, Mary Catherine Moore, age 10, Arthur Boyd Moore, age 7, and Paul Moore, age 5. The 2 friends spending the night were Lena Stillinger, age 11, and Ina Stillinger, age 8. Each victim was hit 20 to 30 times in the head and face with the blunt side of the axe. Although for unknown reasons, Josiah was the only one struck with the sharp side of the axe. Ever since the 1930s, people have been holding seances in the home in an attempt to find the name of the killer. Over the years, there were many suspects, but nobody was ever charged. Although one man, Reverend Lynn Kelly, confessed to the murders, saying a dark shadow gave him the axe and told him to slay everybody in the house. On the morning of the murders, he took a train out of town and told a passenger there are 8 souls left in Villisca, before the bodies were even discovered. He later recanted his statements, and he was never charged due to lack of evidence. Today, the house is said to be one of the most haunted houses in America. Not only is the family said to still be in the home, but the killer as well, and maybe even something darker. With me as always is Mike from Charm City Paranormal, and this is the Villisca Ax Murder House.
I personally don't think the kids have ever been here, or the family. I think there's something here before the fact, without giving too much away of stuff. The guy who confessed to it that was acquitted is talking about shadows, giving him an axe, following the shadow, like all this weird stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I really think something was here before, and I think it preys on people that are mentally stable or rooted in whatever faith you believe in for protection, and exploits that. Yeah, Kelly doing that, if he killed him. The guy in the 60s that lived here was sharpening his knife in the kitchen with a sharpening stone. He's sitting in there doing that, all of a sudden he stabs a knife through his hand, snaps out of it, they load their truck, gone. Wow. 2014, guy shoved a knife through his chest in that room.
I heard about that.
Seen a pattern happening.
He was a paranormal investigator, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
And I checked him in. I mean, he'd been here this is the second time. I was like, oh, back again. He's like, yeah, I'm going to give the house.
So you knew him?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
It's like, it's going to give the house a piece of my mind. And I was like, okay. You know, I wake up, I'm tagged in a million things on Facebook. Come over here. I call up Martha. I was like, is this a crime scene? Can I go in? She's like, what? So she calls them up. He was life-flighted to Creighton. They said, yeah, it happened. He died a couple times on the helicopter ride.
Wow.
Said, we're saying nothing. We want all this to go away. And he didn't say anything for like 6 or 7 years. And then kindred spirits brought him down. But he said he's on that bed in there provoking, saw a light come out of the closet, woke up in the emergency room, doesn't remember anything. They took the knife and through his chest.
Jesus.
So the only reason I want to say anything is this place has a very Amityville mental manipulation.
It even has the windows.
Yeah, even has the windows.
Yeah.
Kelly, the minister that confessed, said a shadow gave him the weapon, told him to kill, felt like he was being led beyond his own control. Ronald DeFeo said a shadow gave him the weapon, told him to kill, felt like he's being led beyond his own control.
Wow.
6 people murdered, no one wakes up. 8 people murdered, no one wakes. I just wanted to tell you guys that, so if anybody starts getting weird, like, please don't push the issue too far. And
Walk out, get some fresh air.
Look at a candy bar from Casey's,
right,
ice cream, you know, take a break.
We won't push it too far.
Just keep the buddy system going in case somebody gets a little too much. This was actually Catherine's bedroom, but Ina and Lena were in it that night. 2 in that bed, the bacon on the floor, the axe against the wall, mirrors covered.
So was the reason ever figured out why he covered the mirrors?
The detective back then said that it was superstition reasons because it was bad luck to see yourself naked in a house with dead bodies in it. We know now with profiling, killers do that as almost a sign of remorse. They don't want to look at what they did. The bodies were covered too, and that goes along with that. However, the person ate a meal afterwards. That's not remorse.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Why he did that, or she, who knows? I have no idea. Why was there bacon just laying there? Yeah, just to kill 8 people with an axe brutally, like with the blunt part, like heads gone, and eat? Like, that is complete.
And kids at that.
Yeah, you don't mess with kids, period. And I'm a big, you walk into a room where someone had an argument, you feel that energy that lingers.
Oh, absolutely.
And we know energy doesn't disappear. So, like, this had an atom bomb of negative energy dropped on it. I think that just soaked into every fiber of this place. And but I also think it's like a mirror, kind of. I've seen people come in. Oh, the kids rolled a ball. One of them hugged me. It's so spiritual. I'm like, that. Next night, the people are gone, like 10, 11 p.m. I have to mail half their gear back to them. They won't even come in the house to get it,
Wow.
And I'm like, yesterday, these 4 women were hugged by the kids.
Yeah.
What? Like, how is this even the same place? And so I think it's just like whatever you put into it is going to get reflected back to you. If you think the kids are here, that's probably what you're going to get. If you think something else is here, that's probably what you're going to get. So I'm not going to tell you any hot spots. I'll just let you figure all that out on your own.
Cool.
We'll go on upstairs. I'll show you the axe marks and stuff. EVPs are phenomenal in this place. One of the last overnights got an EVP. Wouldn't tell me what it was. He said it's deeply personal to where he had to like leave and collect himself and come back. And then he played me the other EVP he got, and it's just a woman saying a woman's name. I'm like, doesn't ring a bell historically. I don't know. He goes, no man, this was my girlfriend in Texas 33 years ago. Her name.
Oh no.
Jeez.
Well, house is the next game's mode now. Like, damn.
It sounds evil, honestly.
So this is a parent's bed. Travel Channel just broke it. So
Sweet.
Oh, is that why it's like this?
yeah, mirrors covered. This is one of the bigger axe marks left behind. And that was from the blade. So he's hitting them with the blunt end as he comes back like that. It's cutting in the ceiling, hitting the back of the wall.
Man.
There's a big pool of blood where you're standing.
Oh,
That
great.
wasn't connected to this one. So they think he came out of the attic, boom, boom, walked over here, heard something, and just froze with the axe as the blood dripped off the axe. Went and got those kids. The 2 downstairs came back, got them again, back downstairs again, but who knows?
Are these original floors?
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
And we do a lot of like forensics groups and stuff, and they've luminoled in here and ran cameras under floorboards and stuff, and it's all there. It reacts with the iron in the blood or something, and so the iron stays in the wood. I'm not sure how it works, but it was
Just soaked in there.
Yep, they're like back then they would have just wiped it visibly clean.
Wow.
So we'll find it, and I was like, show me this blood. I didn't believe him. I was like, oh, okay, and it was everywhere.
That's crazy. The fact that he did what he did, then went downstairs, got the kids, and then came back up after they were already dead
Hit him
and
again.
hit him again. Like,
Yeah.
that's insane, man.
So this is the attic where probably the guy was hiding. The floors and stuff are totally safe. There's nails through the ceiling, so don't impale yourself. But
Okay.
I'll just avoid that one. This is the kids' room where Herman, Paul, Boyd, and Catherine were all found. The ceiling was just tore up with axe marks. At one point in here, it looked like it looked like he went like this in a celebrating frenzy. I have no idea what that even means. Took off a bunch of wallpaper, and then that mark was underneath, which I can't say 100% on that one, but I mean, it sure looks like an X mark to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is where it happened. I've always wondered about some of these in the floor, like that one, and then right there.
Oh yeah, I see him.
And this is the same positioning the beds were?
Exactly.
Oh.
Walk-in closet. 100-year anniversary. I'm downstairs by myself about 10 p.m. and I text my buddy. I'm like, man, if you don't hear from me by 8 a.m., like, get my preacher down here. Like, I was freaked out. Nothing. Not a thing happened.
Nothing.
It was boring. But then other days it's just on. I mean, I've looked for patterns with birthdays, anniversaries, moon phases, storms, the eclipse. I've seen nothing. I think it's just more the people involved.
Yeah.
You know. Any other questions?
I'm good. I'm just ready to figure out what's going on here.
Awesome.
See it for myself.
Good luck.
So initially, we didn't feel much at all going into the house at first. We got the tour from Johnny, and the house felt fine. It felt dormant. It felt like a regular old farmhouse. As the day went on, and we were unpacking our gear, I went inside the house alone, just to kind of feel it out myself. And when I went upstairs to the kids' room, I started to feel this sense of dread starting to kick in. And that feeling didn't go away. It only amplified through the entire night.
By the time Johnny had left, we hadn't even started investigating until several hours after the fact that he had left. It was around 9:30 at night. Almost as soon as we actually began the investigation is when things started to pick up. It's like once they knew what we were there for, they started to give us activity.
Did you hear that?
What was it?
I don't know. It came from like over here.
Is there evil in this home? Initially, when we started doing the test downstairs, just to try to get some activity stirred up, get some kind of response, you can hear in the audio almost immediately. We're getting disembodied voices, we're getting EVPs, and devices going off. Once we head upstairs, it seems like things just really started to take a turn for the worst, especially for me.
Mike's mood begins to become more aggressive, and it was for no reason. We couldn't figure out why. Mike didn't even know why. And it was affecting my mood as well. I wasn't being aggressive, but I was beginning to feel nothing but complete and utter sadness for the family. You know, you come to this house and you look around and you see the beds and you just take everything all in and you can visualize the night in your head, and it's awful. So I was just feeling complete sadness. Mike was getting agitated, and I don't know if that was paranormal or not, but it seemed to come out of nowhere, which was really strange. If anybody's in here with me, can you make yourself known? Can you do that again? 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 Thank you. I don't mean to cause anybody here any harm. Come here as a friend. And I just want to make contact with you. I'm getting an overwhelming feeling of just sadness right now. Hey.
Who are you speaking to? My name's Mike and this is Ethan.
That was weird.
What's your name? I'm sorry, what was that? I didn't catch it.
I saw a shadow in there.
Give me 5 minutes. Shut this door behind you. I don't know why, but for some reason, as soon as I came into this house, I feel so pissed off right now, and I don't know why. And I think maybe it has something to do with the fact that you killed a bunch of kids, man. What is wrong with you? And then you sat down and you had a meal afterwards. What kind of human being does that to someone? Do you have any remorse for what you did? Do you even care? Do you care at all? Oh, I'll see. Yeah, I'm sure I will. Yeah, well, I'm gonna be here all night so you can get acquainted with me. Get real comfortable. I'm not going anywhere. You can talk all the smack you want. But you're not gonna scare me out of this house. Like, it's messed up what you did. I gotta go outside for a minute, man.
Everything Mike was saying, the same goes for me. I don't know if the killer is still in this house, or whatever entity possessed the man to do what he did. I don't know if you are here, but the man who did this unspeakable act in this house is nothing but a coward. You are a coward. You lived as a coward, and I'm sure you died like one too. You murdered a whole family that had so much growing up to do, a life to live. Something just touched me. We're gonna be here all night. Come here. I'm gonna step outside with Mike, but I'll be back too. Don't worry.
I'm gonna be here all night, so why don't you do something to me? You wanna murder a whole family in their sleep? Do something to me. You wanna hurt a bunch of innocent kids? So mad right now, man.
So as you could hear there, those responses took a turn for the worse pretty quick. And it was coinciding with the mood. It was all fitting, it was making sense.
I don't know why my mood started to shift the way that it did, but when I sat down on the parents' bed and I started doing that spirit box session, each minute that went by, I could feel myself getting angrier and more irritated, if that's the word. And I started to get agitated at the fact that somebody could do this to an entire family, an innocent family. But it also felt like it was a little bit beyond my control. And it feels very strange saying that, knowing that you could walk into a place and it have an entire shift on your mood. It can change how you feel. I stayed in the attic for probably 10 minutes or so by myself doing that spirit box session. And that's when my mood really started to shift and change into a much more negative, aggressive mindset. I had to go outside. We had only been in there for maybe an hour, I would say, a little over an hour at most. And I already had to go outside and get fresh air.
The house started to feel very terrible. So we decided to try to talk to the family just themselves, the kids, the parents, to try to call them out and have them come forward if they are there. And you'll see that it goes even worse.
Do you want me to feel some type of anger, some type of remorse for what happened to you? I don't even know what to say. This one just hits different, man.
If anybody in the Moore family is still here with us, I want you to know that there are still millions of people around the world that care about you. Is anybody here that wants to talk to us at all? Josiah, Sarah? Is there anybody here at all, yes or no?
No.
Yes, I'm here.
Can you tell us your name? Or if you're in that room, can you come in this room with us? Sit on the beds next to us? Hello.
Well,
We're here. Hear that? Who's here with us? Sound like you, man.
there a demon here?
Yes, no.
Just no.
Yes, no.
Are you evil?
All covered.
All covered.
Bonnie.
Why don't you come sit in that chair? Come talk to us.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
Who is trying? What is your name? Can you please tell us your name?
Driver's license. After start.
What are you gonna do to us if we sleep in this house tonight? What's that? So in other words, nothing.
Good as dead.
Bobby can't bring down. Okay. Right off.
Right off. Who are we speaking to? Are we speaking to the man who axed an entire family in their sleep? The coward?
Yes.
Oh, really? It's nice to finally hear from you. It's about time you came through. What took you so long?
Why don't you tell us your name? I know he's not going to. He's a coward. Okay. Remember how he said he's gonna get personal?
Mm-hmm.
He just said my friend's name. Gotta figure out how I'm gonna say this. Okay. So, the name that just came through on the spirit box is the name of a very dear friend of mine who passed away last year tragically. Coincidentally, he passed away, his 1-year death anniversary was the day before this night. And it was on my mind pretty heavy. He was my best friend since I was about 7 years old. I'm very close with his family. All my childhood memories are with him. Obviously, I'm very upset about his passing, and it really hit me hard. So you hear, I call the killer, or evil spirit, whatever it is, I call him a coward. Immediately after, he says my friend's name to me. As if he's like taunting me, or, you know, I taunted him, so he's taunting me back. But he's hitting me really deep where it really hurts. I don't know how, whatever that thing is in that house, I don't know how it knew that about me. How it could get into my head, read my emotions, and pick the one thing that it knew would upset me the most. And it did that. You know, maybe it was my friend with me saying that he's there, or maybe it was a ghost in Iowa halfway across the country that somehow knew that about me, which is terrifying.
He goes, no, man, this was my girlfriend in Texas 33 years ago. Her name.
Oh, no.
Michael, I said Michael. You're saying everybody else's name besides your name. We know these people's names. What's your name?
That was very quick.
That was very quick. This is fun for you.
Is it yes or it is?
My back is killing me, dude.
I'm walking all day.
I'm walking and just hunching in this house. With the headlamp? Yeah, I'm the one with the headlamp.
There you are.
Yeah, I am. What about it? He's dead. He's dead. He's dead. He's dead.
What kind of weapon do you like? What's your weapon of choice?
Axe. Their brains.
Why don't you make a knock on something? Bang on something. I don't have to.
If we split up in the house, are you gonna do something to one of us?
Look what happened.
You not want to sit here anymore?
Calm down.
Why do you want me to calm down? You weren't calm when you killed those 8 people.
It's worth the damage.
It's worth the damage.
It's worth the damage.
You're a fucking monster. There's no way you're a human being.
That's it. He didn't look up.
You didn't look up. Peaceful.
You want to ask this? You want to do it?
Yeah, I'll do it.
You sit here. I'm gonna bring the other camera here and record you. Can you go downstairs with me? I gotta grab a few things.
Good stuff.
In a frenzy.
Looked like he went like this in a celebrating frenzy.
Whoa. I just heard a voice back here.
You might be hearing the spirit box upstairs.
No,
Still hear it.
I heard the spirit box. This was different. It was a man.
I heard a man there earlier too. Is that you?
No. Could have been a spirit box.
That was the spirit box?
I don't know. I mean, it was loud.
That was loud as shit. That sounded like another person upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
A voice.
You feel like what you did was right?
Yeah. Haha. This is the room where Lena and Ina Stillinger were found. Is this Lena? Oh my god.
It feels like somebody is like, come. What?
Oh fuck.